How do you measure the height of a mountain without climbing it, or the width of a river without crossing it? You don't always need to measure it. Sometimes you can calculate it. That idea gave birth to trigonometry. Everything begins with one right triangle. A right triangle has one angle equal to 90 degrees. The longest side is called the hypotenuse, and the other two are called the leg. The first powerful idea of trigonometry is the Pythagorean theorem. It says the hypotenuse squared equal the first leg squared plus the second leg squared. Let's try it immediately. One leg equal 3 and the other leg equal 4. 3 squared equal 9. 4 squared equals 16. 9 plus 16 equal 25. The square root of 25 equal 5. Without measuring anything, we found the missing side. Now imagine a different situation. You know only one side and one angle. The Pythagorean theorem can no longer help. We need another idea. Before that, let's understand angle. One full turn equal 360 degrees. Half a turn equal 180 degrees. 1/4 equal 90 degrees. Every triangle contain angle whose total always equal 180 degrees. For example, one angle equal 90 degrees and another angle equal 40 degrees. The remaining angle equal 180 minus 90 minus 40 equal 50 degrees. Now pick one acute angle. The side across from that angle is called the opposite side. The side touching that angle, except the hypotenuse, is called the adjacent side. The longest side remains the hypotenuse. Every trigonometric function comes from only these three sides. The first one is sine. Sine equal opposite divided by hypotenuse. Suppose the opposite side equal 5 and the hypotenuse equal 13. 5 divided by 13 equal approximately 0.385. The second one is cosine. Cosine equal adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Suppose the adjacent side equal 12 and the hypotenuse equal 13. 12 divided by 13 equals approximately 0.923. Now the third one. Tangent equals opposite divided by adjacent. Suppose the opposite side equals 5 and the adjacent side equal 12. 5 divided by 12 equal approximately 0.417. Now let's use them. A ladder 10 meter long lean against a wall. The angle with the ground equal 30 degrees. How high does the ladder reach? The unknown height is the opposite side, and the ladder is the hypotenuse. So sine 30 degree equal height divided by 10. Multiply both sides by 10. Height equal 10 multiplied by sine 30 degree. Sine 30 degree equal 1/2. 10 multiplied by 1/2 equal 5. The ladder reached 5 meter high. Now work backward. The opposite side equals 6. The hypotenuse equal 10. 6 divided by 10 equals 0.6. Now ask a different question. Which angle has sine equals 0.6? Apply inverse sine. The answer equal approximately 36.9 degrees. Now we can find unknown side from one angle, and we can also find unknown angle from one ratio. That already make trigonometry far more powerful than the Pythagorean theorem. But one big question still remains. Everything we have done work only for the right triangle. What if the angle equal 120 degrees? A right triangle cannot explain that. To answer that question, we must leave the triangle behind and step on to the most important idea in trigonometry, the unit circle. To understand every possible angle, we need a new picture. Instead of drawing one right triangle after another, draw one circle. Place its center at the origin, and let its radius equal 1. This is called the unit circle. Start at the point 1, 0. That point represents 0 degree. Now, rotate around the circle. A quarter turn bring you to 90 degree. Another quarter turn bring you to 180 degree. Another quarter turn bring you to 270 degree. One complete turn bring you back to 360 degree. Unlike the right triangle, the unit circle let us study every angle. Take any point on the unit circle. Its horizontal coordinate equal cosine and its vertical coordinate equal sine. At 0 degree, the point is 1, 0. Cosine 0 degree equal 1. Sine 0 degree equals 0. Now rotate to 90 degree. The point become 0, 1. Cosine 90 degree equals 0. Sine 90 degree equal 1. Rotate to 180 degree. The point become negative 1, 0. Cosine 180 degree equal negative 1. Sine 180 degree equals 0. Rotate again to 270 degree. The point become 0, negative 1. Cosine 270 degree equals 0. Sine 270 degree equal negative 1. Without solving even one triangle, we already know the value of sine and cosine for 4 important angles. Now let's move between them. At 30 degree, cosine equals square root of 3 divided by 2, while sine equal 1/2. At 45 degree, cosine equals square root of 2 divided by 2, and sine also equals square root of 2 divided by 2. At 60 degree, cosine equal 1/2, while sine equals square root of 3 divided by 2. Notice the pattern. As the angle increase from 0 degree to 90 degree, cosine becomes smaller, while sine become larger. Now calculate tangent. Tangent equals sine divided by cosine. At 45 degree, dividing them give 1, so tangent 45 degree equal 1. Now try 60 degree. Sine equals square root of 3 divided by 2. Cosine equal 1/2. Divide them. Equals square root of 3. So tangent 60 degree equals square root of 3. Now look at one more pattern. The unit circle has 4 quadrants. In the first quadrant, sine and cosine are both positive. In the second quadrant, sine remain positive but cosine become negative. In the third quadrant, both become negative. In the fourth quadrant, cosine become positive again, while sine remain negative. Knowing only the quadrant often tell you whether the answer should be positive or negative. Now let's draw sine as a graph. The horizontal axis represents angle. The vertical axis represents sine. At 0 degree, sine equals 0. At 90 degree, sine equal 1. At 180 degree, sine return to 0. At 270 degree, sine become negative 1. At 360 degree, sine return to 0 again. Instead of a straight line, the graph become a smooth wave. Cosine create a similar wave, but it begin at 1 instead of 0. Tangent look completely different. It rise rapidly, then shoot toward infinity, before starting again in the next interval. Every graph reveal how each function behave as the angle continue to increase. One complete sine wave need 360 degree to repeat. That distance is called the period. If the period become 180 degree, the wave repeat twice as fast. If the period becomes 720 degree, the wave stretch to double its original length. Another important idea is amplitude. Imagine the graph of sine normally move between positive 1 and negative 1. Now multiply sine by 3. The highest point become positive 3. Lowest point become negative 3. One final transformation is the phase shift. Suppose the graph normally begin at 0 degree. Now move every point 30 degree to the right. The entire wave slide without changing its shape. Amplitude change the height. Period change the width. Phase shift change the position. Together they allow trigonometric function to model sound, light, ocean wave, earthquake vibration, and alternating electric current. Now we reach the final chapter of our speed run. Now we learn how every trigonometric function connect with every other one. The first and most important identity come directly from the unit circle. It may look like another formula, but it is really the Pythagorean theorem wearing a different form. Let's verify it. At 30 degrees, sine equals 1/2, and cosine equals square root of 3 divided by 2. 1/2 squared equals 1/4. Square root of 3 divided by 2, all squared, equal 3/4. 1/4 plus 3/4 equal 1. The identity work for every angle. Now let's solve a trigonometric equation. Suppose sine of an angle equal 1/2. Which angle satisfy the equation? 30 degree work. But there is another one. 150 degree also give 1/2. Unlike many algebra equation, one trigonometric equation often have more than one answer. Now, another. Cosine of an angle equal -1. Only 180 degrees satisfy that condition in one complete revolution. Tangent of an angle equal 1. 45-degree work. 225-degree also work, because tangent repeat every 180 degree. That repeating behavior make trigonometric equation different from ordinary equation. Now, let's leave the right triangle one final time. Imagine a triangle with no right angle. The old ratio are no longer enough. We need two new rules. The first one is the law of sine. It connects every side with the sine of the opposite angle. Suppose one side equal 10, the opposite angle equal 30 degree, another angle equals 60 degree, and the opposite side is unknown. The unknown side divided by sine 60 degree equal 10 divided by sine 30 degree. Sine 60 degree equals square root of 3 divided by 2. Sine 30 degree equal 1/2, so the unknown side equal 10 multiplied by square root of 3, approximately 17.32. Now the second rule, the law of cosine. Suppose two sides measure 5 and 7, and the angle between them equals 60 degree. The third side squared equals 5 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 5 times 7 times cosine 60 degrees. The third side equal the square root of 39, approximately 6.24. Trigonometry appear everywhere. When a sound wave travel through air, it follow a sine wave. When electric current move through a wire, it follow a sine wave. Every time something repeat in a smooth pattern, trigonometry quietly describe it. And that bring our journey to an end.